So everyone, welcome to In the Green Room with Danny Grant. This is episode 4. I've got one of the most notorious men in Melbourne, one of the most notorious Melbourne promoters that's probably ever graced, probably since Spiro, I reckon, Melbourne.
Fuck it, what a
Boris
comparison,
Radman. So probably needs no introduction.
B-O-R-I-S, R-A-D-M-A-N, that one, the man, the man himself.
The B-man, the Radman.
It's an absolute pleasure to be in your green room, Danny. However, I must start
You've been
off
in
by
one of these
saying,
before?
however, I must start off by saying, where the fuck are the two strippers bending over? All right. Some bloke pouring down liquor down her tits. The other bloke sucking it, whilst the third one is wrecking lines off her ass.
These sound like pretty good green rooms that you're hanging out in, mate.
Now, this is exactly what the green rooms are about. I can see a lot of greenery, but not enough white.
Yeah, I probably can't disagree. I can see a little bit.
I can see a lot of greenery, but not enough professional pole dancers. Not enough silicon from the Silicon Valley.
Yeah, so that's the kind of green rooms you're hanging around in regularly?
Silicon, white, and obviously we can enhance it. Obviously, we've got a few beards in his joint, a few beards here and there. There is no Air Maxes, no Da Vinci, but
yeah,
we'll Adidas will do.
Is that a good thing or a sad thing?
Well, you got to have the big boys in there.
Yeah,
the big boys. You got the green rooms are all about the size.
How's your day been today, Boz? Apart from that,
my day's been absolutely great. I've been anxiously awaiting this very presentation in your green room.
Yeah?
I've been sleepless for the last multiple nights.
Did it have much to do with the actual interview?
I've been rehearsing in the mirror how I should answer, what I should say,
I'm
what
glad
I
you
shouldn't
put
say,
so much preparation to it.
how if I should incriminate myself or if I wouldn't incriminate myself, if I should just go no comment because it's a recorded interview. Because that's what we do. We give a no comment answer. So I wanted a bit of clarification first. Is this Danny Green's green room, or is this Danny Green's chief examination where I'm going to have to lag? Because if that's the case, you're going to fucking lock me up right now, brother, because I'm not fucking saying a word. Tell you straight up.
I reckon some of those values might explain from where you're originally from. So where are you actually originally from, Boris?
My accent?
Nah, not your nationality. You can go into that if you like too, though, but like whereabouts in Melbourne?
Whereabouts in Melbourne? In the west. That's where I've...
St Albans or?
Yeah, well, you can pretty much tell just by the basis of how I've been for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
In the green room. And so can the listeners. I mean, the listeners will be able to... look, the listeners will probably pinpoint that the pocket between Glenroy, Coburg and Meadow Heights. More specifically, however, sorry to disappoint you guys, it is St Albans.
Yeah, St Albans. What was that like growing up in St Albans?
Look, it was a rough time. In all seriousness, it was coming to Australia as a migrant and coming in obviously in a rough, lower socio-demographic neighbourhood.
Yeah.
Obviously, state schools, and obviously we share a lot of this in common as yourself.
Yeah.
It's been it's been a bit of a battle. I mean, coming from as the viewers and listeners will probably be able to see, there's a bit of the way I speak, and there's a bit of a speech impediment as a result of trauma in the past. So that's something that I would never ever take away. I would never ever want to change because I think it's absolutely shaped and it's cultivated my personality to give absolutely zero fucks.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I had the option of obviously being susceptible to bullying.
Yeah.
Or belt cunt heads in.
Yeah, okay.
And obviously I opted for the second one.
So I'm from obviously the southeast, originally on and off. I used to live up in Broadford, whatever.
Yeah.
But Dandenong, we used to have a thing about Dandenong. I reckon the same would go for St Albans, but we used to say that even the nerds will bash you in Dandenong.
Yeah,
pretty much the same.
You had to. Unless you could throw a good left rip and a fucking and an uppercut and turn to and counterclockwise turn, you wouldn't last.
You wouldn't get too far.
You wouldn't get too.
So were you born in St Albans?
Nah, I came here as an 8-year-old.
Okay, really? Did you? I didn't know that. That's news to me.
That's where that subtle accent is probably derived from.
And you're originally from.
Well, we'll say this one for another podcast. It's a 3-hour story where I only need to go into the foundational framework of religion, nationality, and ethnicity. But let's just keep it, and I'll just throw the fucking wild one out there. Half Serbian, half Croatian from Bosnia, so it possibly might have something to do with the way I've turned out.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you hate yourself.
I was waiting for that open door cliche quote from fucking Tony the Yugoslav. I wake up in the morning, I want to kill myself. Like some goose. So yeah. That one was waiting for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You left it over for me. I took it a little bit. I could have probably took more of a lead.
But no, look, it's just it was a turbulent time. I came here. I've sort of tried to make the most of it.
Yeah, I think you've definitely done that.
I never expected to come down this path. Obviously, just believe it or not. I mean, I do have 2 degrees, which serves as the greatest roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
and the most expensive roll of toilet paper, mind you. I wish it was actually a little bit more subtle and gentle on my arse cheeks.
Yeah. So what did you do at school? So obviously come here. You've come over as an immigrant.
I did all the difficult subjects in school. I held every single honour, which wasn't really hard considering in my class I got 5 people that are doing time for murder.
Yeah.
And, I graduated captain in everything. Represented the school in sports and on a state and a national level and all that kind of stuff. And then I did a double in engineering and business. So
that's crazy because you're one of about 5 promoters that work in this industry that have engineering degrees.
Well,
so what's the go with that? There must be some connection about how boring it is, or I don't know what the go is.
The engineering degree, which for mine was civil and structural engineering, there is a 75% dropout rate.
Yeah, wow.
The only degree that's actually, statistically more difficult to complete and follow through with is aerospace engineering, which is only offered at, I think, Monash and Melbourne Uni, which is pretty much like, nuclear fucking bombs and trajectories, and you've got that dynamic factor. But anyways, without boring people, let's talk about some fun shit. You know?
Okay, too easy. So I guess you've gone and done this engineering degree. You've obviously put some time into school when you're growing up. But regardless,
not really, but
regardless, you've ended up in the Melbourne nightlife industry. Yeah. Sort of one of the prestige, I would say. Obviously, there's a love of music normally beforehand. Am I right by saying that?
Yes. Well, look, this is a really interesting one because I was always interested in the whole art of DJing, and when I say art, which was once an art, and I consider myself a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
Because the art has been, as I was saying, mentioned earlier before we started the podcast. There's a few people here. The art has been pissed upon, shat upon. It's been dragged through the mud, through the dirt. And the lowest people are now considered as, promoting button pushers.
Yeah, that's it. Like reality TV stars.
Whereas obviously on the vinyls back in the day, you sort of had.
So you were originally from with vinyls?
Of course, on the vinyls. We obviously it was a mechanical system which utilised a torque motor. Yeah. And there was no BPM counters. Nothing digital at all, and it's pretty much the same technology that's been used from the 1970s.
So when did you start DJing?
Well, pretty much as soon as I got to Australia, as an 8-year-old. So I could obviously, being able to mix in a track and the BPMs becomes, when you start at an early age, just like anything, it becomes really second nature. And my brother, obviously, Stefan, everyone knows about Stefan. He's on normal.
So Stefan Radman is Boris's brother, for those that don't know. I think everyone should know. And he's an absolute gun, wizard on the decks.
Yeah, well, he was pretty much mixing tracks flawlessly as a 4-year-old.
Yeah, wow. So what happened? Like, why? Like, was there one in your house, or like what?
Look, I was just interested in it. I was interested in music. However, I fucking hated musical instruments and music, but I like the art of the DJing because I think it was back then it still is to this very day, actually more so now than it was before, synonymous with being a sick cunt.
Yeah, it's true.
And fucking picking up a shitload of birds.
Yeah.
Now,
so you figured that out at 8?
Now, if you wanted to fucking go through your teenage years and you wanted to, be the man, you either had to have a BT1, a VL turbo with that was doing 10.5-second passes and about 2,000 kilowatts or watts under the fucking bonnet or in the boot, that sound. Or you were a DJ and that's all you need to do. You're a DJ.
Yeah,
the bad part about it was, you had to carry around suitcases and crates. They weighed about 400 kilos up 10 flights of stairs if you DJed anywhere. Yeah. Whereas now DJs carry around in their big suitcase one small USB.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's pretty much just started from that, and he grew into a bit of a passion, and then obviously
doing house parties and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, obviously that's pretty much where everyone learns their ropes, and that's where you sort of find your maturity and the ability to read crowds and so forth. And I'm a big believer, and I've never. I mean, this is actually going on a little bit into more specifics. I've never actually booked a DJ, and I think I speak for my partners here as well. Well, in every project that I've ever undertaken, is I've never gone down the path of booking anyone under a certain fixed reasonable price, or purely on the basis that excludes their ability to absolutely fucking demolish my dance floor.
Yeah.
And anything short of demolishing my dance floor isn't good enough.
Don't want to know about it.
I don't want to know about it. I'll play you.
And you guys, one thing I will say for you,
I'll play you a 3-hour set too. So I'm not gonna. I don't do these fucking 15-minute quadruple some fucking casting couch gangbang sets where each DJ plays a fucking 2-minute radio edit with one drop, and he has to pulls out his USB and goes home.
Yeah,
and gets paid in half a drink card, which isn't even a drink card; it's a fucking shot.
Half a drink card. You guys must be rich where you guys are.
A watered down shot, and you go home. Like, what is this garbage? It's disgusting. Like,
what places are doing these watered down shots? No, I'm not going to get into that.
But when I see a 6 casting couch set, you know, it's
half an hour versus.
I've actually, they're going to start. I think at this current rate, they're going to start designing DJ booths as big as this green room, because you're going to have about 40 guns behind there playing 1.5 minutes each.
What do you reckon the pay rate will be then?
Oh well, look, if we base it on the rate of $100 an hour, you're looking at about $2.50, which is enough to probably get a vending machine Coke on the way out.
Yeah, true. So one of the things you guys, I've obviously worked with you guys on and off throughout the last, especially 4 or 5 years, is that I've noticed also that you don't do the promoted DJ thing. That's never been something that you guys have done.
It's rubbish. I hate that.
Yeah.
I do, but I have, with that being said, I've dragged big names off the fucking decks.
Yeah.
I've literally grabbed cunts by their teeth, by their skull, and I've actually fucking dragged them out.
Do you want to share any of these?
I actually will. I actually will. Yeah. All right, now listen to this. I'll tell you a funny story right now. We're running Eve on a Friday night, which was the biggest flop. I'm so embarrassed of this night. It didn't even last. And I knew it wasn't going to last. Look, and everyone's had flops. And
that's it.
And I'll be the first to say, and proudly say, that I've had some fucking awesome flops that have been great learning experiences.
Yeah, 100%.
And you know what? Sometimes flops that don't cost you money are worth more than the ones that you make a tiny bit of pocket change because the ATO is listening in. Yeah. All right.
Not that much cash.
Now, I'll tell you a story. We had the Stafford Brothers booked in for week 2 of Eve on a Friday, and I don't know how many fucking thousands, but I think we paid like $15,000 for these 2 blokes. Now, I know the guys, and I've shaking their hands. I'm not going to say we're friends, and because we're not friends, I don't really give a fuck either way, and they're irrelevant now anyway. So
when they get to that level,
I'll put them under the table. I'll feed them to the Sharks.
You fed them to the Sharks. Cool.
All right. So what? I'll play these blokes. All right, they've come in there. They've ordered their fucking riders. So now pretty much half the bars behind, like taking up all the DJ space behind there. 6 bottles of fucking Grey Goose, and all these scenes are going on there. Now, before that, the music was appropriate to the crowd, and obviously it was structured in a way where it would be applicable to the successful ongoing retention of the crowd and application to where the weekly night concept that we had in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, these 2 fucking sick cunts come in, long hair, fucking
look like they've just jumped off a surfboard.
These V-neck Stevie V-neck tops, fucking walking around like ballerinas, fucking flying through the sky. It was they came on and they started dropping this big room, fucking Axwell, Tomorrowland, Dimitri Vegas, like Mike House. Yeah. Now, when I say cunts ran for the doors. It's as if it was a fucking DEFCON 1 nuclear alert. Get the fuck out of here. Let's vacate this joint because some cunt ripped it. Like this cunt ripped. Someone either must have ripped the fire bomb. I got a panic, and I go, "What the fuck is this?" I literally staunched for the crowd. I knocked over about 5 girls, just spilled drinks on their white dresses. I was Lebers wanting to punch on with me. It was chaos. I ran up to the DJs and I go, "Boys," I go, "with all due respect, I go, get the fuck off the decks now." He goes, Stafford Brothers, or I go, Stafford what?
Dude, I remember this. I remember this
what?
happening.
I go, what's Stafford? I go, what's this Stafford thing? I go, what are you saying, bro? I told you get the fuck off right now. I was just about to turn.
Yeah, I remember people saying about this night that someone kicked Stafford
Now,
off.
I told the,
I don't know it was you though.
I said to him, I go, get the fuck off right now, boys. And then they looked at me like in disbelief because they were literally like 2 tracks in. Yeah, and I had Stefan ready to go. And I go, Steph, I go, get the fuck on. So Stefan just jumped on here. Like the people that weren't yet on the fucking Monash.
Yeah.
They either did a Yui, or they were, because I was trying to block him from the front door. I closed the gates. I shut the gates. I blocked the car park so that because otherwise it was
You lost everybody.
Well, I salvaged the bare scraps and the minimums that I could.
Yeah.
And it
Pulled
goes
through.
without saying that the night
Didn't keep going for too long.
It wasn't there for a very
Would
long
you
time.
attribute to the boys?
You know what? It'll be unfair if I did.
Yeah.
It'll be unfair if I did. I think a
mixture of a lot of
it'll
things.
It'll be a combination of a lot of things. However, it wasn't the right concept for the right crowd for the right time.
Yeah,
and I believe for a successful ongoing venture or project and this may apply in a greater business scope of anything remotely successful. I think you need to have the specific overlap of timing,
100%.
Conceptualization, and target demographic.
Yeah.
And
It's not regular.
And it needs to be cohesive.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a collective, cohesive unit product presentation
100%.
that is willing and it can stand the test of times and the challenges that are
And I think that's why you see things run out of time. So that things come up and they go for 5 years and they finish because it's not the right time anymore and it moves on.
Look,
or vice versa, you see things that are regular, like you'll see someone do something before and you go, fuck man, if they did that a year beforehand or a year after.
Look, I think innovation is a huge progressive innovation and staying on top of current, upcoming, and to be able to predict the forthcoming market trends.
Yeah.
I think is absolutely mandatory for things to stay fresh and for things to evolve. Because in this day and age and this current climate, I can't really see without the dynamic factor being prominent within a product or a concept.
Yeah.
And this applies to nightclubs and nights. The test of time is generally around the 2 to 3 year mark if you nail everything correctly.
Yeah.
Now there has to be adverse and significant dynamic change for things to survive, evolve, and continue.
Well, that kind of leads me before we go too far down.
And this is where the for the promoters or anyone listening, the greatest thing that must be avoided is a thing that lingers and subtly tends to creep in, which is complacency.
Yeah, 100%.
So anyway,
I don't want to go too far behind down the rabbit hole because I actually want to go back there again later down the track.
Yeah.
But going back, winding back, so St Albans, blah, 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 blah. You're into music, you're DJing impeccably, apparently.
I'm a fucking animal, man.
Yeah.
I'm playing four CDJs. I'm a god. I'm a don.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You're a god then.
I play loops, fucking acapella.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. If you ever see me play, will look at me and go.
I've seen you play back in the day, years and years ago.
Yeah, well,
did you play with James Favour at one point?
I'm expecting compliments.
Yeah, compliments.
If you see me.
Yeah, I should take that back. So we wind it back. So you've DJ'd, you sort of, I'm guessing you broke into the club scene as a DJ originally?
Actually, I played at a few gigs as a DJ, and I realised exactly what this whole industry was about. Now, this is going to sound as a bit of an insult to both of us.
Yeah.
But what I consider us as very, very effective oxygen salesmen.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we sell fucking oxygen to cunts to come through the doors to breathe air in our venues. Now, and I don't see why anyone should ever fucking pay entry. I've never paid entry in my life. I either walk in, I throw over the Scantech machines, or walk in through the back door, or some bad shit happens at the front. Cops come. I'm taking a piss, but you know what I mean.
Course, yeah.
I wouldn't pay entry. I refuse to. And the fact that people do, and comparatively to Adelaide, for instance, where they're like $5 or $10 entry, and when they come in and they see $30 on the door and they get a fucking heart attack, and you got to revive them CPR, fucking Alfred Hospital, in more coroner's reports, a whole lot you got to do. Yeah. But and I realised what they were doing. So I thought to myself, okay, coming from a rather charismatic background, in an era where before social media you wouldn't have to be an absolute nerd and a compulsive, obsessive keyboard warrior typewriter, where you could see everyone's friends and write to them, hey, insert name, how are you? Come down to insert club. I'll give you this insert drink cards. Yeah. And you're sitting there fucking Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, and you're pretty much spamming your life away, and you're selling your soul, and you're a club promoter. Back then, you had to literally
have
find people. Go find people, know
create
people,
your networks and all that sort of
and
stuff.
have your network, and your network was yours forever, and no one could take your network away. The whole social media has thrown that out the window. However, that's when I realised, I go, what the fuck would I do there, DJ, for some other goose, for some other low cunt, for some other like fraudulent oxygen salesman that can't even sell air that well. I reckon I sell it better than him anyway. I go, so I hit up a club and I said, look, I go, your joint's a pile of shit, like in not so antagonising words, and I said, I can feel it. I want to take the fucking door. I go, you pay for the other expenses. And back then I was a little goose and I had no fucking idea what I was doing. So I was put in a, and that's what I did straight away. And I was confident I was going to pull it off. I was put in a deal where like I only got things that were on my guest list. Listen to this. I only got paid whatever full amount was on my guest list, and I paid for the DJ expenses, whereas the club covered everything else. Yeah. And that was pretty successful, and that worked. And then
what was that?
It was Bond Bar.
Bond Bar
before the renovations. Yeah. Yeah, before the renovations.
Was it the same place?
Yeah, same place, different owner. Yeah. And then I remember, I'll never forget this. I remember back then I was a bit oblivious to, I used to walk into the office and I used to see the owner there sitting there, and I always wondered to myself, what the fuck is that mirror doing on his desk? I go, does this kind of need to like look at himself, like stand up on his chair or look at fix his hair or something? And I always wanted to know, and there was always like residue of some sort. I don't know, maybe he was doing his makeup or was trying to fix his hair, fucking new wave gel. I don't know.
Could be like a bit of hair gel coming off.
And back then, as a kid, I was oblivious to all this. Like, I was taught, like my parents, no drug. It was bad. It was a bad thing to do.
So what was on the mirror, you reckon? What wasn't that? What was that?
No. He was a fucking. He was a fiend. He was rolling him up, and the bloke's got stainless steel nostrils by now. I guaranteed. If you still got going at that pace, guaranteed. Anyways,
is he still working in the industry or no?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't actually know. I wouldn't know if he's still working in the industry, and nor would I give a fuckhead, to be honest, because he's a fucking goose. I'll tell you what happened there. So that kind of actually pulls me up one time. He goes, Boris. He goes, bro. He goes. Oh, you know how like you're getting the money from like the people you get on your guest list. He goes, now the venue's too big, too full, and everyone's coming on your guest list, and I'm not making enough money on the door because everyone's using your guest list, and I'm not making more money on the bar. And I looked at him and go, mad cunt. I go, it's a fucking great argument you got there, bro. I go, and I'm a fucking tool and I'm a dumb cunt. I go, do I look like a fucking goose or something? And I said, yeah, sweet, man, no worries, all good. And I sort of fucking ran the night into the ground on purpose. I destroyed the cunt. I ran this thing into the ground. I was just playing the lowest music. I was playing deep house at 1 o'clock. I didn't give a shit.
It's not too hard to do that, is it?
Yeah, but at the same time, obviously, it came a time of infectious and entertainment. I was working with Dave and George.
That was your second step?
Well, yeah, it was pretty much with Dave and George there.
What venue?
Well, it was pretty much, we ran the CQ on a Friday. We were doing 2,500 people there. Infectious on a Saturday. We were doing Colonial Hotel 3 levels. We were doing 2,000 people, and this is before Rats and Hugh came in.
Yeah. Well, there was Click at one point too.
Neverland as well, launched on the Friday. Speaking of Neverland, which was the last of the remaining super club that is now a fucking car yard.
Yeah. Well, it was a car yard before, wasn't it?
Well,
originally?
I wonder why it turned into a car yard, because it was just an open fucking space.
The idea was cooler than what it actually was. Well, so I'll just explain it for a little bit. So Neverland was a club that was built by Future and a bunch of other people, Future Entertainment, and it was legitimately the last ever super club. I hold like 3,000 or 4,000, but in basically what it wasn't what it was promised. It was in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it held 3,000-4,000 people, and it was just like a giant.
Their liquor
shed.
license fucking slam.
Yeah.
Their license because they applied for their license before the license freeze. So for those people that don't know, mid 2008, liquor licensing invoked a new condition where no new liquor license would be granted that precedes 1 a.m.
Yeah, they still haven't lifted that.
And that freeze has been extended in extended. It's been extended now till 2022. But because the application was prior to,
I'm pretty sure there was people from VG or CLR and all that sort of shit involved in it. There's a bit of dodginess, I think.
Yeah, I think it was called liquor licensing before that, but then there was renamed to VCGLR.
Yeah.
But because their application came before the freeze, they sort of couldn't apply that regulation to them. So they had a 5 a.m. license. However, they made the conditions. They had to have patrols.
Yeah, I remember,
40 guards to every fucking 2 people.
Yeah,
there was more guards than people. It was disgusting. Like it was absolutely and utterly unfeasible.
I did a show there with Sven Vath once, and it fucking sucked. Not only does Sven Vath suck, but
Sven Vath,
he played the worst music ever. But that night, like, he's obviously can be good, can be shit.
Did he survive?
Did
he survive?
He looked like he hadn't been asleep for like probably 15 days. But he'd I don't reckon he even knew he was DJing.
Last time I saw him, all I saw was pupils.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. This big sweaty German with just pupils.
Yeah, I like his accent, but the cunt should have been actually
got to give it to him, mate. He can party.
A mad singer. Yeah, you don't really want to party with him.
Yeah, no.
Speaking about fucking, actually, since I'm here putting people on a goose list. I want to put who was that? Who was that fucking low DJ we had, Butch? That low, Simon Patterson. Listen to this fucking story. This fucking story. Actually, speaking of, because I want to shit can him because he's a dog. I want to shit can him right now. Simon Patterson, a fucking flog. Listen to this.
He's trans DJ.
He's a fucking goose. That's what he is. He's not even a DJ. Straight out. I booked him for levels, and Simon Patterson charges in like he was part of the Blitzkrieg. Like he was breaking a tank army, breaking lines. He stormed through two doors, charging off. He said, "I thought he was going to take out half the club." I go, brother, come into the green room. I started feeding him drinks. Yeah. And now, so the guy, and there was other bloke there. There was for some reason I didn't even know who he was, but he was there in the back, and he goes, Simon goes, I want to go to the toilet, and this whole time, you know, me being the naive private schoolboy kid, I go, Simon, would you like me to come inside so I can hold your hand whilst you do a wee? Now I don't know for some stupid reason, Simon didn't do a poo or a wee inside a toilet cubicle. I don't know why, because that's not
Yeah, strange.
So the next thing I know, there was the guy was literally talking more with his nose than he was with his fucking mouth. Yeah. Yep. So and he's telling me, he goes, mate, I'm gonna fucking smash it, mate. I'm gonna fucking smash it. He's giving me this ugly fucking English accent too. This ugly English accent that I wanted to back at him just for that. Anyway, so he goes. So I'm thinking to myself, I go. I hope the V line and I hope the fucking the Sunbury Broad Meadows lines running above platform 1 don't cave in, because this cunt's gonna destroy the tunnel. Yeah. So I go, big Simon Patterson, big trans DJ. I thought it's gonna be chaotic. Yeah, it's gonna be disgusting. Anyway, so I'm sitting in the back room talking to his like manager or someone of his entourage. 10 minutes into his set, Simon Patterson is fucking bolts out of the back and he sprints off. And I go, where the fuck did this cunt go? This bloke literally ran. Which cunt do you fucking pay over 10 grand, pays for 10 minutes and runs?
What was the deal?
Well, I don't know how much money we paid. My business partner still to this day refuses to divulge the exact figure, because I was that close to booking a business class flight going to England, and actually dragging him here in chains like the convict.
Yeah. Like back in the old 1800s or 1700s or whatever.
Yeah, like the true Aussies that we all are.
That's it, mate.
That's it, mate.
So Why did you ever find out why he did the bowl? You don't know.
No, I think he was just a fucking fried
Curious.
cunt.
Yeah.
I've come across a few, but he was probably the worst. But
Unfortunately, there's a few of them around.
yeah, but I had to shit can him because I promised. There's still a few more cunts I want to shit can, but we'll get to them later.
So we'll go back where Infectious Entertainment, you're working with them,
Yeah.
you're running all these other stuff, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Then you've sort of gone out on your own.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look. It came a time where obviously I wanted to sort of explore the horizons in a particular way, and I teamed up with a few of the boys, and obviously Lucas, Adrian,
Lucas and Adrian.
Yeah, Lucas and Adrian that are right now with Lumbra.
The
They're
Lumbra
a
boys,
part of there. Well, not Lumbra boys, but the two of them that are part of it are Lumbra right now, and this other bloke that I want to wipe off from the history books for some other reason.
Yeah.
But there's four of us now.
So you guys left Infectious?
No, well, they weren't with Infectious. They were they sort of did their tutelage and their apprenticeship with Mark Pellegrini at Platform One, and then they sort of.
Around.
Anyways, they had, look, and I'm sure the boys are gonna listen to this podcast. So, but I'll say it straight. They were running at the time. They launched a night at a fashion lounge on a Friday. It was called Freedom Fridays, and they had this fucking stupid circle with this peace sign in the middle. It was the lowest thing I've ever seen in my life. So look, after speaking to them, and the good guys, and the guys are still to this day my very good friends.
Them,
I said to them, I said, guys, please, I go, this freedom shit needs to go.
Yeah.
We'll go Fashion Fridays. We'll go for the whole magazine look, that whole magazine look, and you know what? Look, people that have been around for a very, very long time have said that pounds.
So fashion was the first step into like solo, like obviously with the boys, but like away.
I was solo when I first started.
So you were solo when you were doing Bond and Infectious,
and I was obviously I was an equal
doing your own thing,
partner with the boys. I was always a partner.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, I was always a partner.
Yeah,
I was always pretty much like I wouldn't accept anything less, and I didn't want to be a part of anything like.
Yeah, to be fair, I was sort of similar too.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I never wanted to sort of regress from where I initially commenced my journey. So yeah.
So had Infectious before fashion? Had Infectious finished up, or you left?
You know what? I just wasn't. I just wasn't liking the vibe there anymore, and I felt like my full potential would become stagnant. Yeah. Unless I sought out and challenged myself, and I had a bit more stimuli through the means of alternative projects, working with different people on different things that I would have where I would like to evolve into. Yeah, cool. And that presented a perfect opportunity. And for Fashion on a Friday, to this day, some of my partners would probably agree that was probably the best night. Yeah, the original one. The original one. Yeah. Where we used to have eventually by the end of it 60-40 ratio girls and guys. Yeah. I remember my best mate, who I haven't spoken to for a while. I hope he's good. He's overseas at the moment. Milosh, I don't know if you know him. No. We pretty much had this thing where you had to have a certain haircut. It was called a fashion fringe. Yeah. And you had to have a fucking bow tie. Yeah. So you had to have this pointy wog fucking wog shoes. Yeah. A shirt and a bow tie and this fashion fringe. So it's pretty much. I don't know. I can't even explain it. Dress code. But Milosh used to do the door, and there'll be 9 glamours walking in the door in line, all right? And it was one of their birthdays, and they'd have a friend that was wearing flats. And he'd walk up to the group and goes, girls, just please step out of line. He goes, thank you for coming. He goes, I'm getting in tonight. And the girls go, what the fuck? They can't believe it. They're glamour. And he's like, your friend's wearing flats. And she's like, but I got an ankle operation. He's like, do you have a doctor's certificate? Just get the fuck out. Yeah, that's pretty tight door. No, that was before you could leave Facebook reviews. You do something like that now, you would get literally lynched. Probably get sued. Lynched by the Ku Klux Klan and crucified by the Romans. I've never thought about that. Like, you're right. The people used to be so much stricter on doors. You would get absolutely crucified, and you'll get. But now people are too afraid of what people are going to say online on their fucking Facebook pages. Well, you just gotta you need to be politically correct. Yeah, that's it. Like, you can't even back in the day it was you could freely be racist.
Yeah, people used to call walk nights, white nights, this, that, the other.
And
we can't even say that
door
anymore.
guys used to be racist.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's it.
everyone was like, and it was fine to be racist because you expected people to be
Yeah,
racist.
that's
That
it.
was like the most normal thing to do.
Yeah.
We used to actually be racist, and now you be racist. Last thing I heard, someone knocked back a group of Indians at a club that I don't wish to name. The person stood back there because he's obviously had some sort of connections and pull, and he recorded Indians all getting knocked back and white guys getting let in, and he complained to the God knows some sort of acronym commission.
Yeah.
Some VCAT, VCAL, I don't know if I know, NSL,
Yeah.
AFL, some sort of commission he complained to, where they made the whole club have a training course.
Yeah, that's the new thing. Yeah.
Yeah, a training course in discrimination.
Yeah.
And they had to give him a booth and dress the venue up in a fucking Indian garb, like in the traditional Indian. It was absolutely unheard of.
Yeah.
And it actually gives me goosebumps hearing that.
Yeah, it's different time. That's for sure.
That this sort of times you can look. Essentially, I'm not.
Is it bad as it's good? That's for the verdict to decide.
I'm actually not. I'm against the whole racism and
agree.
But however,
it's getting a bit crazy.
There is a bit of.
Well, back in those days, you could get knocked back for being with too many dudes. Now, even then, that's a sore point. Like you could, if you really wanted to, if you were with fucking 15 of your Lebo mates, or even your mates, you could go there and you could get knocked back, and they could take them to court and probably win.
The night that we're currently doing now, I mean, Mango on a Friday night, which is doing really well, which is pretty much has taken it's got a white underlining young connotation to our desired demographic and the drive for which the demographic that we go for. However, because this interview isn't recorded and it's only a sound, the person you're looking at, I've got Craig David 2001 sideburns going. I've got this hectic beard that I should be, Tora Bora Caves, Tora Bora Caves, and being smuggled to Islamabad across the Afghan border. That's the way I currently look. Yeah. Now I freely, sometimes tell people in line. I go, brother, I said, do you see the way I look? I go, look at that. I go, look at this. I go, I wouldn't even be able to get in here unless I fucking ran the joint.
Yeah.
Unless I ran the joint, I go, cancel this. I go, look at this. I go, this. So this Craig David, Tora Bora, Afghan border, Pakistan. No good. Like, it doesn't work here.
Different crowd. Yep, that's it.
And you know what? It's
that's not allowed to happen.
I'll admit, it is racist.
Yeah.
It's absolutely racist. However, it's about
comfort and
sustainability.
Yeah.
Where you've got the complete other end of the spectrum, places like Love Machine, for instance, right now, where you've got we'll call crowds that would be the stark, contrasting opposite on the spectrum to white Anglo kids.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Without going into further detail.
Yeah. So obviously fashion sort of started, finished.
Just the brand, We bring it back, revive it. I mean, look at levels. I mean,
that's it.
Levels, we've brought it back 100 times.
But other than you guys, so like that's another one. So even the levels thing, maybe we'll go into that first. Like how did levels is obviously another iconic brand, completely different scene, I guess. How did that start? And you originally had 4 partners too, didn't you?
Yeah. They had the owners of Fashion Lounge.
Yeah.
Were a part of that too.
Okay.
So Pierre, big shout out to Pierre. He's still a very good friend of mine, and Rob. They were a part of Fashion Lounge. They were owners of Fashion Lounge, and obviously after, because we're doing Fashion Fridays, we developed quite a close, friendship and a relationship and a working relationship. So we sort of without them, they gave us a sort of a lending hand into the understanding of the whole, ownership of club side of things. That is quite a steep, exponential learning curve.
Cool.
And it can be for a promoter. So we sort of there was a club. It was first Whiskey Bar, and then he changed names a few times.
That was a TFU, was it? Yeah?
TFU. Then it was.
It was called Old Whiskey Bar or something like that.
But then he had the ugliest name. It was called OMG. Like oh my god. Like what the fucking.
Why was it called that?
OMG.
Someone bought it and called it that, didn't they?
Because some bloke was lose his mind and he fell, oh my god. And
it's probably the worst club name of all time, I reckon.
Now, the lease there was running out, and we've pretty much we didn't.
So is that where Level started?
Yes.
Okay.
We actually walked in there. We bought the venue.
Yeah.
And for renovations, we had the greatest ever renovations. I remember carrying around a sledgehammer,
Smacking
and
the
I
walls
just
up.
smacked the fuck out of all the plaster in there, and I exposed bare concrete,
Yeah,
and
that
I
was a
lit
vibe
up
up.
and I lit up the bare concrete with a light above, and
Yeah.
it was just it was just a place that we didn't want to invest a shit.
Do it.
shit
Yeah, well,
load of
that was
money
that
to.
scene though. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that.
So you've gone
that's
from
where
one, which is fashion, which is high end, to levels,
Yeah,
which is
well,
like
well, believe it or not-
it's going to be as dirty and as grungy as it possibly can
Believe
be.
it or not, but
it's a
our
very
crowd,
big
though,
contrast.
Our crowd though was
Same.
we had a door guy, which is and then I got to give another big shout out to Gaz.
Yeah.
It was possibly one of the greatest door guys, Scantech before Scantech in his own head.
Yeah. He was a scan tech in his own head.
Yeah, no, he was
Yeah?
second to yeah. Well, look,
That's a good door guy back
possibly
in the old
possibly only second to my mate.
Yeah.
But besides there wouldn't be many people. But we literally had a policy there, no shirt policy.
Yeah.
You couldn't wear a shirt. You had to come in there, but you
I've
still had
always
to have
done
a
that.
head. You still had to have a head.
Yeah.
However, that sort of it was more woggy back then,
Yeah, of course.
and the cultural lines were a lot more diversified.
Because I was obviously involved in that scene before that, and it
Yeah.
was originally Anglo, and then it kind of went across that way as time went along. Jan, like,
I do you want to hear a funny story about that? This is John, and I can say it now because it was in the past. And you know what? I'm pretty sure there is no statute of limitations, but for indictable offences. But fuck it. Hopefully the Jacks aren't listening. And if you guys are, big shout out from the Boris Radman that I'm sure you guys know all about. Fucking hell,
So this isn't the one where you
you
bring
blokes
open the club,
have a
is it?
knock to my door. I expect you every morning at 6. But what I was going to say, we had a. I remember back then I was
birthday,
a Nazi on anyone even remotely or slightly exposed or having the tendency to indulge in anything that isn't sold over the bar.
yeah.
And I used to fucking drag cunts out of toilets, 4 cunts, what the fuck you doing, cunt? And the security guards were Nazis, and we're all Nazis. It was bad.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that liquor licensing handbook, and I memorized it, and I used to literally, and I followed it to the T. And then I realized that my bar spin was going down. And I go, what the fuck is this shit? I go, my bar spin is going down. I'm doing the right thing. I'm kicking out all every kind that's doing all the gear and all the coke and all the, and I'm booting everyone out. I go, but now I've got blokes that
they're not buying.
can't afford drugs, can't afford a bag of coke, which means they can't afford the drinks, and which means that I'm not making money, and I can't fucking make money.
Yeah.
And this is a big grey area, and I liquor licensing. If you're hearing this, well, let's have a private chat about it. I'll give you a no comment statement too if you want. Now what had happened? I cleaned it. I had a massive cloakroom. The cloakroom was like a fucking room, bro. You could literally cloak the whole street. It was disgusting. So I literally turned around. I go, you know what? Fuck this. I go, I'm gonna clean out this cloakroom. I'm gonna move the cloakroom into this little small space because no one used to cloak. Everyone used to turn up in their singlets and t-shirts.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it like to one of my mates, and I said, just bring all the cunts that want to hang around, all these, look, that knows someone whose dad knows a veterinarian that treated a dog off a bikie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So someone like
There'll be a few out west.
So people like that. So like people that walked around, broad chested, although they were small cunts.
Yeah.
And they used to always talk in that northern suburban lingo where they're so distinguishable and definitive. We used to pump them all in there, and we used to tell the cunts, here, no cameras, keep your fucking mouth shut, don't lag, don't be a dog. I go, do what you need to do here, hang around, pretend you're all like, I don't know, heavies or something, or whatever you do, pretend you're somebody's, or I'm going to turn a blind eye and pretend I don't know what you're doing in here, which I still don't know.
Yeah.
Theoretically and on the record, I still don't know.
Yeah.
I might have an idea, but I still don't know.
Yeah, you can never be sure.
But motherfuckers, when I see that bar, I want you to be lining up shots from here and then spreading your fucking arm span to the other span and said from here. And I want it 3 rows deep, the shots. So unless your rounds are fucking $200-$300 rounds, I don't want to know about you. So what are you doing in my club? What are you doing in my cloakroom? Like, well, look, you know,
Yeah.
If you did those rounds, you are my cloak girl.
Yeah.
So, and after doing that, the motherfucker started drinking, and my bars went up, and I go, oh, look at that. It pays to live in the grey area.
Yeah, for sure. And that's
know?
what I always call what we do, this whole industry, the grey area.
I tell you honestly, that the way the rules are, if anyone ever obeyed the rules, it would all be busking and playing. We'll all be DJs busking on fucking outside Burke Street malls.
For the record, I play by the rules.
For the record, I've never broken one in my life.
Yeah. So off that, so you've done levels. You started at Burke Street. One thing I have to bring up because I know this story and I think that everyone else needs to know it. Hopefully you can talk about it. I reckon you're going to talk
fucking
about it.
hope.
So tell me about
Hit me.
I would say the Levels' first or second birthday where the club closed down on the night that you were about to start it.
Fuck.
Fourth
All right.
birthday, sorry. Levels'
all
fourth
right.
birthday.
Now this is not at this is a third resurrection of levels. So
where you'd been? You'd been to Whiskey Bar.
So the one on Burke Street, and then there was a Grandma one,
yep.
and then there was one where essentially we had to it was the venue that which was the new TFU from the old TFU. So the one around the corner from Wawa, pretty much. Now look, I wanna say the Haiti story in a way where I don't really want to offend too many people and put myself out there, but
you're gonna do it anyway.
One of the owners, all right, now a few things have had to happen prior to that, and
we kind of
the owner was an absolute one of the main owners.
Some
was an
grey
absolute
area
fucking
happened.
Dog, yeah. That if I fucking said that, I want to headbutt him, and I'll probably want to. Actually, I better not say the word, but yeah. All right. Hey, he's a fucking filthy pig. Used to shower in the girls' toilets, all right, and smoke fucking and literally smoke ice in the office. He's a disgusting fucking low life dog. That's what he was. Yeah. Now, what he did, it was our 4th birthday. Now, a few things that happened prior to that, as I'm sure you know, there was a bit of controversy regarding a few
I'll go
things.
into it very, very quickly, but basically what it was a grey area, and there was some arrests made for this, that, and the other, and it had been going on for 10 years, but that was sort of the end of it. It was like
but I told this particular individual, I said, it's my 4th birthday. We're all good to open. Yeah. And I could see he wasn't buying any fucking alcohol because we were running out of alcohol at like 9:30. And he wasn't like, I don't know what he was doing. He was spending it. Like, I could see a gradual disintegration of all operations as a result of someone not being there. Of someone else not being there. I won't go into who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I'm calling him, and I said, are we opening? Yeah, we're opening. Now, for our 4th birthday, Level's 4th birthday, mate, you're going to expect, it's going to be scenes. There's going to be chaos there. There's going to be fucking cops on horsebacks and riot police. It's going to be wrong, disgusting. It's going to be... Now, we're expecting this massive fucking, we J'd up, we're ready to go. I just did a session of chest and back, and I did a bit of buys. He was about 60 degrees and no air cons worked. So I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there ready to go to put my stuff on. I get a call from this owner. Goes, just letting you know, we can't open tonight. The cops said we can't open, and they took all the cameras and the CCTV, and I go, what the fuck did you say, cunt? And he goes, oh no, we can't open. Like, you understand, Boris? I go, listen here, you fucking dog. I go, so you're calling me at 7 o'clock to tell me that in a few hours I can't open on my 4th fucking birthday. I go, you can go and fuck yourself. All right. I go, I didn't care what you've just said. That's it.
We're opening.
We're opening. He goes, oh, you can't. He goes, I've changed the locks. I've done everything. I go, okay, cool. I got on the phone call to my mate, my business partner, and I said, okay, get fucking ready. I go, I've already called the locksmith.
Is this the Porsche or the boys before?
Yeah, to Borch. Now, I've called Borch, and I've pretty much said, I go, can I get ready? I go, find me a fucking bloke that's going to install cameras and reinstall cameras and all the hardware and all the shit, yeah? we called a friend of ours. He was a previous venue manager of some other joint. I go, cocksucker. I go, you're going to be the fucking venue manager tonight. I go, we hit up all the staff, all the security. He hit up everyone. I hit up a locksmith. I go, brother. I go, I forgot my keys. I go, change the fucking locks. I go, let's go. Let's get it going. He jumped in, changed the fucking keys. We're ready to go. There's no alcohol in there. I'm reeling a shopping cart down fucking Lonsdale Street toward down Murphy's. I'm buying shit. I buy this, buy that. I spent up for $5 grand on alcohol. And I go, yep, we're fucking opening it. By about 10:30, we were ready to go. Everyone was back. All the staff was back. All the staff hated him anyway. So they listened to me. I go.
So you literally hijacked the venue.
And I've said, if that fucking dog calls, I go, tell him to go fuck his mum. Yeah. I go, I'm the owner. I go, oh, I know. You're looking at the big boy. I'm the fucking big boy here. Yeah. So, anyways, so what happened? We were in there, and I'll tell you straight out. I didn't give a fuck. The venue was licensed for 200 something. I put 600 cunts in there, and that's for and that is for the record liquor licensing. I didn't give a fuck. Anyways, now my mate of mine, there was, and we actually had a walkthrough too. Believe it or not, can you believe that? 'Cause I don't know what planet these jacks were on, or if they were fucking acid tripping, or if they were on what sort of gear they were on, but it was good gear, and I want some of it because they walked through the venue, and my mate, obviously being a blonde-headed bloke with blue eyes, and everyone else having a rat tail in the venue, all right, they were, and the way he bullshitted, well, I don't know what he did, if he fucking voodoo magic, or he made them to believe there was like 250 people in there.
Yeah, nice.
There was 250 people in the toilets.
Yeah.
Now. The jacks left us alone. I was quick to grab the cash out of the fucking tills to pay myself back for the alcohol.
Yeah.
Anything that was left over, I don't steal. I don't believe in stealing. Anyone who's a thieving dog, I'd wipe out of my books, because that is shit. My moral shit ethics and principles that I don't tolerate, will never tolerate, and the sheer thought of that makes me cringe as we speak. So even though I hated that dog.
You still gave him his money.
Anything after that.
So other than hijacking his venue, you did everything else
I did right. Now,
stealing? Would you call it stealing his venue? Is that possible? Can you steal someone's venue?
I didn't look. I just because he was lying. He was just a fucking.
So you're borrowing it. You're borrowing his venue.
Pretty much, because there was no other alternative.
Yeah.
It was my birthday, motherfucker. I'm opening. Now I don't know if I want to. What I need to kidnap, who I need to kidnap, or if I need to kidnap a venue or someone else, or I'll do it. I'll do it.
Did you open up the week after?
Now we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Now I get a call. We've packed up the till, and I go, I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. We'll get the till. I stopped charging at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I go, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and as far away as possible. Yeah. The venue manager was still there. The bloke. I get a call from the bloke. He goes, oh, I heard you open up my venue, this and that. I go, listen here, you fucking dog. I go. What, you mention a word of this? I go to the jacks or to anyone. I go. It'll be the lowest thing, and it'll be the last thing you can possibly ever do. I go, but listen. I go, because I'm not a piece of shit. I go, I've left all the money in a safe place for you. And I've even given you a bit of a sweet in an envelope just to sort of say thanks, which you never fucking got because I was lying.
How much? Like $2-3?
No. I literally didn't give him anything. I just said that for him, and he was chasing me for that for the next year. For next year, but I just said it just to keep him quiet.
And you put all that cash through a proper account, and then obviously
the cash that obviously everything that we get for everything that we don't. Get paid in drink cards.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's what promoters do. They get paid in drink cards.
I agree.
I mean, we don't make any money. Let's be honest.
The dregs.
Now, but there are the odd occasions when we might make $1 or $2.
Yeah,
we endeavour to
it's mostly for the love, isn't it?
Abide by every single Australian tax office protocol. And declare and absolutely be as transparent as every law-abiding citizen should be in this greatest country of ours. And the week after, I don't know what happened. Apparently, cops came through, raided the joint. They were shut down. I wrote a fucking status that I've written 100 times. A pipe burst. For a record, not a fucking pipe has ever burst there. Nor will a pipe ever burst there. But a pipe burst.
Yeah.
And look, we ended up at least we ended up with a bang, and
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, with
You got one last time. Bit of Johnny Farnham.
one last. But believe it or not, there was one of those. It was one of those times, Danny, where I felt like it was do or die.
Yeah, for sure.
And I
For the
think
brand.
and I think you know, I'm sure you can relate to me as a
been there
promoter here
before,
too,
yeah.
where you either have something go your way,
Yeah.
you either force something to go your way,
Yep.
and there is no other fucking alternative.
Yep.
There's either that or absolute and utter ejection from the scene and capitulation
Yeah, that's
of
it.
your brand,
The
of your
amount of
name and
times
your
that
logo and
I've
everything.
felt to myself like you have. I'm like, this is it. I'm done. This is like
You
build
gotta-
me a tombstone and then fucking
it comes
boom,
down
I'm back
to
again. But
it comes down to one particular
Dedication
event,
and,
and you know what? You got to be willing to put your balls,
Yeah, literally.
life, and absolutely fucking everything on the line.
Yeah.
Because those
take
that
no for
don't
no.
will always come second.
and that's why there's fewer of us OG sort of dudes that are still around now, because a lot of the boys are falling off because they couldn't take that next step, or they didn't have the balls to keep
it's
going.
just, and this is for any blokes aspiring to do what we do. One second. For the blokes that were wanting to aspire to do what we do, I would strongly advise to not waste your fucking time, because the heartaches and the dramas,
Yeah, that's it.
you
Stress,
must
the sleepless
endeavor and experience and deal with
Yeah.
is hardly worth the attention that you'll get from the 17-year-old girls with fake IDs.
Yeah, that's it. So going on to that sort of heartache, obviously, like you guys have had,
Yeah.
you've kind of, last year was, I would say for you boys, was like top of the, like absolutely,
Yeah, well-
probably the best you could probably ask for. It'd be like a fucking Gary Ablett. So like you won the Brownlow in promoting last year.
Let's not. If we're going to talk about AFL terms,
Yeah, I actually don't watch AFL, so it's
there
probably
is
bad.
one king, and there's Wayne Carey, and I stopped watching
you're
AFL
the Wayne Carey of
after Wayne Carey
promoting last year.
retired. Because what's the point? I
Yeah,
mean,
it looked like an absolute invasion. It looked like I was sitting there thinking about what am I going to eat next year? But then a few things sort of went awry, and one of those things is obviously the incident that happened at Love Mac.
Yeah, I love Machine.
Love Machine,
yeah.
sorry, Love Mac.
Yeah,
Love
look,
Machine.
that was when it comes to that. I mean,
So I'll just explain it quickly before what happened. Obviously, there was a shooting as the boys were running it, which was very sad, and it ended in a couple of lives being lost, and the boys were running it at the time. Don't want to go into the detail of what happened or anything like that. More so what the effect was for you boys and the hangover, and how from a promotions thing, how something that's out of your control could kind of go like that.
Look, that particular incident that transpired was essentially unprecedented.
Yeah.
It has never occurred. Nothing remotely.
Should never have occurred, probably.
I
too.
mean, the overseas media was branding it with a headlining title as a terrorist attack.
yeah,
I mean,
but it was really, wasn't it?
it was without the details for me myself as well remain fairly clouded and unclear.
Yeah.
I suspect, you know, some of the close club ownership and management will have a significant role to play. I mean, but this is my speculation. I mean, just going based on character. I mean, there's a particular bloke, you know, that I know, for instance, as you know, several staff have left as a result of, you know, unwarranted sexual advances and so forth. But anyways, I think anyone that is remotely in the know could pinpoint a fucking, you know, could shoot a Cupid arrow straight onto the who we're talking about. But that was essentially heartbreaking for all of us, because
that night was flying like it was.
Look, you know what it was. You know, at the end of the day, Danny, we're all good human beings at the end of the day, and now, and it's one of those things where, you know, there's been times that I've looked back and I've said to myself, and if I would have had the slightest inclination or forthcoming knowledge that an event of such magnitude could transpire, irrespective of the monetary gain and irrespective of what was to be acquired and lost and so forth, I would never have had a thought to go there, because obviously for a seasoned promoter there's many of our other options out there. But look, it was just a learning experience. That was a learning experience for me too. Believe it or not, and it's something, and I think, in the nightclub, history of Melbourne, it'll most likely go down as one of the saddest, if not the saddest.
And one of the scariest things probably
events.
too that's happened, yeah.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, you can feel it desensitized to these things. Been around. I've pretty much been and seen and everything that you can possibly see.
So from that, so you guys sort of, after that, obviously you've left there, then you made the decision to close down Levels in Fashion.
Well, this is
not related, obviously, but
fashion. Look, fashion was just it ran its course in time. It was 3 years, and I said,
how old is the actual brand?
The brand started in 2010.
Okay, cool.
So I had it. I brought it back.
Yeah.
I might bring it back again. I'll see.
Yeah.
Depends. It's purely dependent. But the platform one was that's actually something very exciting.
So what point did your business partner, Boris, what point did he come into Levels? Because when you first started,
it's another good one. Here we go. Now, Boris, when I first met Boris...
I say Boris, you say Borch. What is it?
It's Borche.
Borche. Okay, I'll say Borche then.
Believe it or not, it's got the same name as me, but the Macedonian version. So
really?
he's like a Boris, but a Macedonian Boris.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
the Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian Boris.
Yeah, okay.
So, look, pretty much to be my partner, you need to be me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you can't be me if that makes sense, because the world's only big enough for
Not
one.
as a Radman.
No, you cannot. There's no fucking rad men out there.
There's not enough,
there cannot be rad men. There's a rad man.
Yeah, that's it.
No, look, taking a piss. Now, look, Borch. When I first met Borch, it's pretty much it applies to, majority of the people that I work with. Being significantly or partially or considerably older.
Yeah.
And having a bit more experience, I saw the potential, and I knew that his particular skill set and his unique offering was absolutely on a different spectrum to mine.
Yeah.
Which is what I need, and I needed, and I knew from day one.
Yin to your yang.
No, I would knew from day one that this was the perfect. This was the perfect choice and a move for me, and I didn't fuck around with him, and I said, brother, okay, we got one loaf of fucking bread. I'm splitting the cunt in half.
Yeah.
That's it. I go, I'm not here to fuck around with these little decimal points. There is no decimal points here.
Yeah.
So, but with
I guess you guys have made a lot of drink cards since then, haven't you?
Well, no, look, he's essentially family. He's essentially family. It's not. He's no longer even a business partner. I don't even consider him a business partner. It's just and he's come a long way. I've come a long way as a result of the influence. We've worked well together, and I think that we aren't even yet in the beginning phase. Wait till see what we've got.
So what is next? What is next for you guys?
What is next is absolutely massive. Now we've got we've obviously with all the venues that we've ever been a part of and I've ever been a part of, I established really close working relationships with the venue owners.
Yeah.
That is the only and one way that it can work, because it needs to be a bilateral, mutually beneficial monetary agreement where.
Or drink card agreement,
Well, monetary agreement where the venue needs to make money and I need to get as many drink cards as possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
So with that being said, with Platform One, every single sub demographic and across the spectrum from rock and emo to wogs and lebos and trance and fucking Aussies, Bright and Sunbury, you name it. I don't know if Nary Warren blokes will travel that past Empire, mate. You got a good setup here. I'll tell you what. For those people listening in, unless you're going to come to my clubs, by all means, tell them that Boris sent you to Danny Grant at Empire.
We'll get your list happening.
Yeah, we'll get my list happening. But there's going to be some exciting things happening there. The owner, obviously, I mean, Chris Leonard's. I wouldn't stop short. I would not stop short as saying. I would not stop 1 centimeter short of saying that it is the greatest, smartest, and most influential person that I've had the luxury and the pleasure of working with.
Yep.
And I wouldn't say this about. I've
He loves to chat about as much as we do, I reckon.
And when you fully understand him and you grasp what he's about, and you see how intelligent and smart and cunning the bloke is, you can show him nothing but love and absolute admiration.
Yeah.
And his ability to sort of include us as promoters, in the idea of of this revamp.
Yep.
Now,
heard a bit about it.
Yeah, this revamp, obviously, without going into too many details, we'd like to remain confidential until Chris gets it up and running. It will be a big deal. He's made it quite clear that he wants us to play a part in some part in running a night there of some sort. So there's big things there, and then together with him, we've got there's also a venue as well that we've got
You've worked
full
in
ownership with.
Yeah.
Which obviously it's needless to say the name, and I don't want to divulge it publicly. But look, just there's big things that come in and big things ahead. But most importantly, I think moving forward,
Boris versus the world continues.
Well, essentially, it was always Boris the rest of the world, and I think if I changed, I would lose the spark and the edge and this unique. Stereotypical, hyperbole, sensationalistic.
I think we played in the same realm for a long time. I'll probably calm down a little bit more than you have.
Yeah, well, but just
but I get
lose that edge. I'd lose that.
All attention.
I would actually lose that edge. But I think that moving forward it's about the old school guys that have been done, seen, and experienced to collectively provide a unified front.
The promoter union,
as the scene and what is to come next will fall on us.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, the guys that are currently perceived to be at the top are fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They were the washed up flogs and dinosaurs with the lowest and no idea of how it works and of how it operates. Yet they might have the contacts and the monetary advantage to sort of muscle their way around. However, I mean, in this day and age, falling behind the 8 ball, and unless you're an 8 ball deep, you don't want to be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, fair enough. So anyway, we'll have to wrap it up there because we've gone well over an hour. It's been a good time hanging out with you today. You've definitely lived up to your reputation as one of the biggest characters in our scene. I've had a great time with you. Thanks for sitting down.
I've had a great time too. But the only thing I must say now, there's a rumor going around that you're going around air rating that you're the number one promoter in Melbourne.
I think.
Now let's get this straight. Yeah, I am the WBC IBF Ring Magazine pound for pound, 100 kilos, 6.5 and 0.
Yeah, 6.5 and 0. Yep. I'm just trying to work that out.
Did you work it out?
Yeah, I worked it out.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm taking a piss. I'm the. Now we gotta work out a top. We're gonna settle this fucking debate, mate.
Well, I'm self-appointed, so I made it up and it kind of stuck. So I'm actually not taking it.
It's. But I want the number one title back. Yeah. It's either that or unless we're gonna go off to be like the Dudley brothers and do a fucking tag team. WWE.
Watch your space. So maybe we are. Maybe we are.
But all good, mate. Since we're wrapping it up, mate, I just want to say, extend a huge thanks for the invitation.
Yep.
I'd want to apologise for the profanity and for the MA fucking 280 plus. Parental guidance that no one really gives a fuck about, but I want to stay on the. I would have been
upset if you didn't do it.
Yeah, and look, mate, thanks a lot once again. I'd love to come back again and do a continuation, but I'm sure you're going to ask me after you get all the hits. So.
Yeah, that's it. All right, legend. Thanks heaps for that, Boris.
Thanks a lot, brother. Thank you very much, Sean.